All right, all right, all right. I'm still out here in nature. It's getting dark now. You see the sun done set, which brings me to the point of this video, what I want to speak about today. Today is daylight savings time, y'all. Today is also Saturday, and I'm astrologically inclined. So a lot of times when I'm thinking, if I'm not thinking about crafty, witchy stuff, magical, I'm thinking about astrological. I'm astrologically inclined. And Saturday, when I think of Saturn, I think about time. I think about the mysteries of time. And I think about time mastery. And I think how ironic, I don't even know if ironic is the right word. I think how interesting, how intriguing it is that on this very day, and we're in fall, we're in the season of fall. I live in the northern hemisphere. And right now in the northern hemisphere, we're in a season of fall. So when I say daylight savings time, what I mean is we're getting ready to set our clocks back an hour at 2 a.m. So at 2 a.m., and a lot of us is going to be knocked the fuck out. We ain't going to do it. We ain't going to do right. We either going to set it before we go to bed or we going to figure it out when we get up in the morning that is now 1 hour earlier than what we thought it was. Okay. So we usually getting up at 7. Now the clock is at 6, and I'm kind of ranting and I'm kind of raging because it's like these individuals be up here playing with our time. That means all spring long we done lost the hour. I don't know where the hour went. They just said, motherfucker, set your clock up an hour, and we just lost the hour of time. I'm tipsy. I'm gonna let the video roll as it is. I'm not erasing this. This is raw and uncut. You getting the raw and uncut version of me today. We lost the hours. They just straight took it like some freaking goons on the street. They just took it. They just stuck us up and they said, fuck it. Today is the day. I don't even know how they came up with these calculations. It's not in alignment with nothing astrologically, with nothing spiritual. It's just not in alignment with nothing at all. But they just said on this day, we said it's daylight savings time, and you're going to set your clock up an hour, and we lost the hour in spring. Spring ahead, fall backwards. Now we're in the season of fall. And on this particular day, I don't know how they came up with this date, but the powers that be, and I don't even like calling them the powers that be, because when I say the powers that be, I actually mean the spirit realm. I mean all of those great spirits. That's when I say the powers that be, that's what I mean. So it ain't the powers that be. I'm going to say these individuals out here decided that they wanted to pick this day in order to set the clocks back. And now we're gaining an hour. We're gaining an hour of time. And I'm going to call it the hour of power. I'm saying that we can emulate the energies of daylight savings time into our own personal lives, like all year round. I'm saying, first off, from my perspective and from my research, time is an illusion. And this whole rant that I just did for this first 3-minute intro was just going into depth of how much time is an illusion. Like 1 minute is going to be 2 a.m. And then when we get to 2 a.m., the time is going to set back to 1 a.m. If that ain't mind-boggling, we just time traveled. We just went back a whole hour just for no reason at all, because these individuals out here decided that today is daylight savings time. So what I'm saying is, okay, let me bring it in. I get a little bit angry because I don't like when people mess with my time. Don't mess with my sleep. Don't mess with my time. I feel like Maxine Waters, is that the name of that congressional member who was like, I'm reclaiming my time? I'm saying all of us need to start reclaiming our time. I know that a lot of us are like we have schedules that we adhere to. You know, we may have little ones that need to be at school at a certain time. We may work because shoot, we got bills and stuff to pay out here in this mundane reality, and we know we supposed to clock in at a certain time. And I know what I'm getting ready to tell you is going to sound a little bit off of the wall, and if you don't feel confident in this, don't walk in this, okay? Don't get in trouble and try to blame it on me. Don't personal responsibility and personal accountability. But with Saturn, you know, because I love Saturn, I think we all should love and respect and honor Saturn, the timekeeper. And what Saturn energy says to me is that we are always at the right place at the right time. Period. So even though you may in your mind think you late, you probably ain't missed a goddamn thing. You probably exactly where you supposed to be when you're there. Don't get wrapped up. The main point of this video, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I'm bringing it in now. You're always at the right place at the right time. I just documented today, and all of us who lives out here in the Northern Hemisphere, we all have this in our consciousness, how they mind fuck us with this time. And excuse my French, you know, merci, okay? They be playing games with our time, y'all. They be playing games with it. They be playing games. They be playing games. We can see the sun is set. I can see it's getting dark earlier. I can see it. You know, y'all see it's pitch black. I just filmed another video a couple hours ago. You see it was daylight then. Now it's pitch black. It's only an hour or two later. Now humanity, government is finally catching up with the time. And now they're saying, okay, now it's daylight savings time. We're going to set the clock back an hour now. What I'm saying reclaim your time. Take this hour that we're getting back for daylight savings time and use it as your hour of power. Do whatever it is that makes you feel empowered. If that means you're going to exercise for that hour, do it. If that means you're going to journal for an hour, do it. If that means you're going to meditate for an hour, do it. I'm saying take this extra hour and use it for your own benefit, for your own evolution, for your own growth, for your own advancement. If that looks like you doing some artistic pursuits for that hour, do it. If that looks like you working on a side hustle for an hour, do that. If that looks like you making love for an extra hour with your significant other, do it. Do it. Make love for that extra hour. It done went dark out here because I'm talking about something, okay? We getting a little bit, you know. Let me turn this light back on. Do it. Do whatever it is that's going to bring you pleasure. Do whatever it is that's going to bring you pleasure. You know, for that extra hour that society, that's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them society. They not the higher powers that be. The powers that be, that's like, they're in a whole nother dimension. It ain't society. Society is not the powers that be. Don't ever get it twisted. Society is not the powers that be. They may think they the powers that be. They may flex like they the powers that be. They ain't really the powers that be. There's a power that's higher than these societal figureheads that be up here making these rules and regulations. I'm not going to say no more about that. I'm not going to say no more about that. I'm just letting you know. Use your time wisely. Don't let these outside entities dictate your time. Get on your own time. Get in alignment with your own inner clock. Get in alignment with your own inner timing. Get in alignment with your own, what do you call it? Circadian rhythms. I hope I said that correctly. Get in alignment with your own circadian rhythms. I don't want to cuss no more. I'm not going to cuss no more. Forget. I'm going to say forget. I'm going to say forget what society is trying to tell you about what time is. Time is a freaking illusion. a lot of scholars then came out and said the only time that we really have, honestly, is now. That's it. That's all that's in existence is now. And a lot of people will tell you that now is your point of power. So instead of being, so focused on what happened before in the past, and instead of worrying about what's going to happen later on in the future, what you know for certain is you're here now. And what are you going to do about this moment that you're in right now? And this is your point of power now. And since the power, not the power, since society has decided to give us back an extra hour during this fall season, I say we use this extra hour for our benefit. Use this hour. I don't care what you do, as long as it's benefiting you. Use that extra hour purposefully and intentionally to benefit you, okay? I'm signing in, out, above, beyond, below, beneath, underground, all around, uptown, downtown, midtown, here, there, anywhere, everywhere, nowhere, past, present, and future, even in daylight savings time. Now, I'm out.